Bob Brisley was known by his classmates as Briz and was well liked for his wit and easy manner. Although he describes himself as unable to dribble a basketball and hook at the same time, he was quite athletic. He was the running guard of the undefeated football team, played tea-time basketball, and was a member of the tennis and track teams. He was also co-editor of Academy Life and associate editor of the Caravel. His strong academic record led him to Yale and Cornell, where he received a master's in marine engineering.
About 6 weeks before the invasion, we were on a landing operation with U.S. Army troops on the west coast in Wales. And we went over to this landing area in the afternoon, and then we anchored out off the coast, and we were going to have a practice landing in the morning. Well, we no sooner got to the anchorage area than 3 German motor torpedo boats came out from the English side, went through our anchorage, sank 3 ships, killed 500. Well, you know, found out later, and I mean much later, about 15 or 20 years ago, the people in that little town wanted to erect a monument to all the Americans killed. And this is when it got in the U.S. newspapers. So, I mean, that just shows that during that type of the war and everything, secrets were kept. We didn't want the Germans to know what they had done. And the newspapers all cooperated, because I never knew until I read it 20 years ago in an American newspaper that a British pilot had seen those German boats and reported it to the British Air Force, but it never got reported to us. So we went into the Normandy Operation with a new skipper. And everything was going along real great, you know. I guess the amazing thing is the Normandy Operation was so large, those that were there had no idea just how big it was. 5,000 ships. So we were headed, supposed to go into a beach called Utah Beach on D-Day. So the bombardment started, overnight bombing and all that business, and they had old battleships sitting there in the channel shelling the shore and everything. And we went in and landed, and no problem at all. And of course, there were minesweepers there cleaning mines up and everything. So we went back to England, and we took German prisoners and the wounded back to England. And we did that. We made 10 trips into Normandy. Well, on the 2nd or 3rd trip, we were in loading in England. Our gunner officer noticed that there was a lady painting our ship as troops were coming aboard. and he tried to buy the painting. And she said she'd been commissioned by the British Admiralty to paint our ship. And she said, "You were the first ship on the Normandy beach." We were sent to southern France for the invasion. We took the French army from Corsica in to make a landing August 15th in southern France. And everything was going along pretty good there, except that this new skipper we had, he figured, well, since we were the first ship on the beach in Normandy, it'd be nice to be first in southern France. So, instead of going in at standard or normal speed, he ordered flank speed, which we gave him. And he hit the beach so hard, he went so far up on it, after we unloaded the army, we couldn't get off. We sat on that beach for 3 hours, and the Germans were lobbing shells at us. They had an army fellow with a bulldozer trying to push us off. He got hit with a shell and was killed. A British ship came in alongside us and they hit her. Finally, they got enough tugs there, they pulled us off. So, I mean, that was a minor operation compared to Normandy, but it's about as close as I've ever come. Yeah.
A painting of Bob Brisley's LST hangs in the Admiralty Museum in London, forever commemorating its famous role on D-Day.